Dolores Clara Fernandez Huerta was born on April 10, 1930 in Dawson, New Mexico. She is the second child of Juan Fernandez and Alicia Chavez. Her parents divorced when she was 3 years old, and her mother moved Dolores and her two brothers to Stockton, California. Her mother was a businesswoman who owned a restaurant and a 70-room hotel, where she welcomed low-wage workers and farm workers' families at affordable prices and sometimes gave them free housing. Dolores also kept a good relationship with her father, who later became a union activist and state official of New Mexico. Dolores grew up to be a good student, even winning second place at a national essay contest, but experienced discrimination. Having experienced marginalization during her childhood because she was Hispanic, Huerta grew up believing that society needed to change. She attended the University of Pacific Stockton College, where she obtained a provisional teaching credential. When Dolores became a teacher, she quickly left the job, for she was distraught over the poor living conditions of her students, many who were children of farm workers. But she was determined to help. In 1955, Huerta met a man named Fred Ross, the founder of the Stockton chapter of the Community Service Organization, CSO. The CSO was dedicated to voter registration and better public services for workers. From 1960 to 1962, Dolores successfully lobbied in 15 bills from the California legislature. This included public assistance, retirement benefits, and unemployment insurance for farm workers, regardless of whether they were citizens or not. Then, in 1962, Dolores met Cesar Chavez, and the two founded the National Farm Workers Association, or NFWA. The two made a great team. Chavez was a dynamic leader and speaker, and Huerta was a skilled organizer and tough negotiator. They spent the next 3 years recruiting workers and building the union. In 1965, the NFWA began their first strike against the Rose Nursery. It lasted about 4 days and achieved a wage increase. Then, the union joined the strike with Filipino field workers in Delano. The owners hired and replaced workers, while union workers organized a great boycott. This boycott was the most famous and successful boycott in U.S. history, and it was organized all in 1966. It was publicized by Dolores. It gave the union strength to negotiate the first ever farm workers contract with the grape grower. Other contracts that were made from the strike was minimum wage, paid vacation, and prohibited use of toxic pesticides. Around this time, she was credited with coining the phrase "Si se puede," or "Yes we can," as a means of spurring union members onward through tough times. In 1972, the NFWA joined the AFL-CIO and named itself the United Farm Workers, or UFW. It reached 100,000 members in the 70s. It organized grape pickers and other workers in different agricultural industries. A second boycott, this time of grapes, lettuce, and gala wines, led to the Agricultural Labor Relations Act. The act granted farm workers the right to organize and bargain for better wages and working conditions. Later, Dolores advocated for women's rights. She fought against anti-women's rights, including the Welfare Reform Act and California's Proposition 209. Dolores has been arrested 22 times because of her union activities. In 1988, she nearly lost her life when she was beaten by San Francisco police at a rally protesting the policies of then presidential candidate George H.W. Bush. She suffered 6 broken ribs and a ruptured spleen. She sued the city of San Francisco and wanted an award and changes in its police crowd control procedures. Dolores is known as a very hard worker and has sacrificed much for the union activities, including time with her 11 children. She has received many awards and honorary degrees for her hard work. Dolores, up to this day, is still protesting in her beliefs. Nothing can slow her down.